Welcome back to Sous Vide Everything, guys. You saw the thumbnail. Today, one of the most incredible ribs I've ever done in my life. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. Check it out.
And we start off with the ribs. These are pork spare ribs. However, this recipe will work with either one. But at least to me, spare ribs taste a lot better. Besides the flavor, the biggest difference for me is that baby backs has a lot more meat. But at the same time, these are much more flavorful. And as always, the first thing I like to do is to remove the membrane from the back. And to remove it, it's quite simple. Using a butter knife, I start working my way on the corner. Once I've released it from the bone, I like to grab a paper towel and remove it all out. Sometimes I get lucky and it comes out in one piece. Other times, not so much. If that happens to you, just start over it and take it out. It is not a big deal and I highly recommend you always taking it out. As you can see, once I was done, there's no side of membrane. That is exactly what you're looking for. The next thing to do is to go ahead and season them. And for that, I kept it very simple. I threw in a good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper. As always, it is important to make sure you season all sides, including the edges. And that's because the next seasoning we're going to be adding is smoke. If you want to make good ribs, you gotta smoke it. So I set my smoker to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Threw my ribs in there and let them smoke for a total of 2 hours. That was perfect because it allows me time to go ahead and make our sauce. And this one is super tasty. And here's how to make it. Into a saucepan, I threw in some butter. Let it melt under medium-low heat and throw in a good amount of garlic. We are, after all, making Korean-style sticky ribs. And if I know my Korean friends, they like a lot of garlic. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember to keep it under low heat so that you do not burn the garlic. Then into the saucepan, I threw in a good amount of soy sauce, followed by honey, cherry vinegar, tomato paste, sriracha hot sauce, Korean chili paste called gochujang. You can find them in any Asian supermarket or you can always order online. And as always, exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. After adding it in, make sure you keep it under medium-low heat and combine all of these ingredients together. Since the sauce has a lot of sugar, you do not want to let it burn. You want to let it reduce a little and thicken up. The more you reduce, the thicker it will be. And keep in mind that once it cools down, it's going to thicken up even more. For me, after about 2 minutes, it was good enough. And as it's still hot, you can see that it's very runny. But as it cools down, you will see how thick it will get. Once I was done with the sauce, our pork ribs were ready. And after taking them out of the smoker, you can see that it produced a nice color. That, friends, is flavor and exactly what I was looking for. As my sauce was still a little bit hot, I threw in half of it into the ribs. That's because I'll be cooking with it, and in the end, I will also be glazing it. And as always, make sure every single edge is perfectly coated. I'm telling you, once you try this sauce, you're not gonna let it go to waste. As you can see, once I was done, they almost look good enough to eat already. But we still have to cook them all the way through. And for that, I'm gonna be using sous vide. So the only thing left to do is to bag them up, vacuum seal them, and get them ready for the water bath. That's perfect because it allows us to go ahead and make an incredible side dish to go along with it. And for today, I chose Korean-style garlic bread. I must admit, this is very different than my traditional garlic bread. But at the same time, I feel like you're gonna enjoy this recipe. And to make it, the first thing we gotta do is our garlic butter. So into a bowl, I threw in room temperature butter, followed by honey, soy sauce, crazy amount of garlic, 1 whole egg, and finish it off with parsley. The only thing left to do is to mix it well and make sure everything is perfectly combined. Because once that was done, this is what I was left with. That right there is Korean-style garlic butter. And I'm looking forward to find out how it's gonna taste. Usually I use a very crusty bread, but for this recipe, we're gonna be doing something different. These are brioche loaves. As you may know, brioche is very soft. So let's find out how this is gonna pair up with that garlic butter. I chose to go ahead and cut them in 1 inch thick. My thought was that if I cut them too thin, it's just not gonna be good. Once that was done, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and spread our garlic butter. And I made sure to put a generous amount. As we all say, the more butter, the better. And as you can see, I was quite generous with it. The next thing to do was to put it in a cooling rack so that I can toast them up. For that, I set my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and throw them in there. It took about 8 minutes to cook them all the way through. As you can see, once I was done, this is what I was left with. Some of the edges has charred up and the middle is nicely golden brown. The contrast of flavors should be awesome. And as you might know, I could not resist but take a little bite. And as I tried it, oof. This thing is awesome. It's kind of sweet. You don't really expect that from a garlic bread. At the same time, I can't wait to find out if Mao is gonna like it as much as I did, because this should be perfect with our ribs. Talking about that, it's time to go ahead and cook them. For that, I'm gonna be throwing them in the water bath at 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 hours. That should get them nice and tender.
I got my beautiful ribs ready, everybody. As you know, I cooked it at 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 hours. That is enough. Trust me, it is plenty of time to cook them. Now, they will be pretty much fall off the bone. If that's not what you like, then you should lower the temperature to 155 or so, and then keep it still at 12 hours. Should be nice and tender. But I'll tell you one thing, we're hungry, they are ready, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. Like I said, you want to be real careful because they are extremely tender. I recommend using 2 tongues and holding them so that they don't break apart on you. Now here's the plan. Even though I already sauced them when I was cooking it, I'm also going to sauce them after I put a little bit of a sear. That little char that I give on top of the ribs, the flavor is phenomenal. I highly recommend you searing it before you sauce it. But now I say, I know my ribs don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful feast today, Mama. I don't know about you, but I love me some ribs, man.
That rib plating is looking amazing, but I can't take my eyes off this bread.
I don't blame you. Now, however, this is a weird bread. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. It's a garlic bread, but it's not my usual garlic bread. It's some Korean style garlic bread. Yes. It's even has a little bit of sugar, which is kind of weird and stuff. I know.
I was like so excited when I saw the Texas toast over there.
When I first made it, I was judgmental just like you. But I'll be honest, I couldn't resist. I tried it.
Of course I tried.
And it is amazing, everybody. Go ahead. Which one you want to try? You want the ribs?
What the question is that?
Yeah? Okay, let's try. I'll try it again. Cheers, my mom.
Cheers.
And the verdict?
You know, that sugar throw is a little bit off, but it's good.
It is a little sweet, I told you.
Yeah.
Tell me, how does it taste, my mom?
It's really good.
It is very different than your regular, Texas style toast, garlic toast. Very unique. I highly recommend you giving it a try because the first bite is kind of sweet, then it's kind of savory, then it's kind of garlicky. So there's way too many flavors going on right there.
Then it's kind of herby.
Then it's kind of herby, yes, because of all the parsley. But you like it?
I love it. Wow. I want to put it down, but my hand won't let me.
You having a hard time, Mama? We still gotta try the ribs. Let's get back to earth here, Mama. We gotta try the ribs, yeah?
All right, let's go.
As you can see, we have knife and fork.
Yeah,
but
because that's how you eat ribs. Oh my God.
That's how you eat ribs, Mama?
Oh my God.
Are you okay, Mama?
It's like bending in half.
Even the bone is bending?
Even the bone looks like it's bending.
I guess it's a little bit tender, yeah?
It's a little tender.
Okay, I'm excited to find it. Oh my God, Mama. Finger licking good?
Oh my God.
I know that the bread was good, but I have very high hopes. Huh?
You put some crack on here.
Ribs on crack?
This is good. You know what? You put some MSG on this rib.
MSG, yes! Okay, I'm super excited. Smell it and tell me, what does it smell like? What does it remind you of, huh?
Whoa. The smell does not match the taste at all. That's all I can tell you.
No? No, not at all?
No, not at all.
Doesn't it remind you of Korean smell?
A little bit, but...
Not that much?
No, not that much.
It's very different, and I promise you, you've never tried anything like this before. And I'm excited for you to try it. Be careful, it might be a little bit spicy, yeah? Well, you tried the sauce already.
Your Korean things with spicy is like really kicking butt.
Okay, enough talking. It's time to give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Ooh, so tender. Wow. So good. So good.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Wow.
Those are the times that You run out of words to say and explain it to you guys how wonderful this tastes.
Oh my God.
Even though it's a little bit spicy, it has a little bit of sweetness as well.
And it's not like burning your mouth spicy. It's
Right.
just a spicy flavor.
Correct. Yes. It's too many flavors at once for you to be able to understand how good it is. You have to make it. You got to give it a try. It's not too spicy and it's not too sweet. It's like very nice balance.
There's almost no heat.
Yeah, very little.
Yeah.
Very mild
It's
heat.
just a little, tiny little tingly on your tongue.
Obviously, if you want more heat, everybody go ahead and throw in some more hot sauce. Because I threw some hot sauce in there, Mom.
I'll throw some ghost pepper.
Oh no, take it easy, Mama. We want things to taste good and not die. That's what I like at least. I'll tell you one thing, Mama, as you can see. Oh, Mama's already
I'll
going for
tell
the
you one
second
thing,
one.
this thing is delicious, guys. You should really, really give it a try.
You sure they should? Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time taking another break to speak anything over here. So
So we better finish it up.
go ahead and give this a try because this is amazing.
Mama said everything. There's nothing else for me to say it. I highly recommend if you're used to making your ribs the same exact way every single time. Give your family something new to give it a try, everybody. You never know if you're gonna be coming across your favorite recipe if you don't try it. Always try something new. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Recommended, Mama?
100% recommend.